Since 1960, the National Youth Orchestra of Canada has been supporting and fostering the careers of young Canadian classical musicians aged 16 to 28 to prepare them for a career as professional orchestral musicians. Each year, more than 500 musicians audition to be part of this prestigious ensemble, and only the elite are chosen. Starting this Friday, July 18th, NYO Canada will start its 65th anniversary tour with dates in Toronto, Kingston, Ottawa, Vancouver, Nanaimo, and Victoria. The horn section for this year's NYO is well represented by Manitobans. Katie Skwarchuk and Sarah Bell both call Winnipeg home base and are proud to be members of this year's NYO roster. And joining me here over Zoom to talk about their experience so far in the NYO program and the upcoming 65th anniversary tour, I am joined by horn players Katie Skwarchuk and Sarah Bell. Hello to you both. So great to meet you here over Zoom.
Hey.
Okay, so I thought I would start the conversation out by getting you to introduce yourselves. Where are you studying now? What degree are you pursuing, etc.? Katie, I'm going to start with you.
Sounds good. Yeah. So I'm from Winnipeg and I did my Bachelor of Music at the University of Manitoba. And I actually just graduated this year. And next year, I'm continuing with a music research degree at the University of Manitoba.
Okay. And Sarah, how about you?
So I lived in Manitoba until I was 18, but then I moved to Toronto to do my Bachelor of Music at the Glen Gould School. And I'm going into my second year at the Manhattan School of Music in New York for my master's.
Nice. And who are your horn teachers here in Winnipeg when you were coming up through high school? Katie?
My horn teacher is Aidan Clear.
Mm-hmm. And then Sarah, how about you?
In high school, I studied with Michiko Singh.
Nice. So can you talk about the audition process for NYO? Did you do live auditions or were they recorded? And can you just talk about that process a bit?
Yeah. So the auditions for NYO aren't live, but they try to simulate it as much as possible as like a digital format. So we record our auditions, but everything, all the excerpts and all of the components that are asked have to be recorded in one long segment without stopping the track in between. Yeah.
And I mean, doing orchestral auditions, it is one of the most daunting things that an orchestral musician can do. There's a screen that you've got to play behind. There's the nerves, which adds a big element of whatever to the equation. There's what the panel or the jury thinks on the other side of the screen. With your experience so far with the faculty, et cetera, at NYO, how much of that is dealt with in the program? And with your own horn teachers through NYO, how much are they talking with that and dealing with that? I mean, a big part of being an orchestral musician is just actually, first of all, landing the job, right?
Totally.
We talk about auditioning. We kind of discuss the process. Each person has their own way of preparing and they have their process that they've made throughout their lives. So professionals have taken many auditions and they slowly develop a process and then they each share it with us. So we've had a lot of talks about that with each teacher as they've come through.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of my favorite parts of NYO actually has been an excerpt class that we had where one of the faculty walked us through their process of preparing excerpts. I found that personally really valuable for myself.
Mm-hmm. What about nerves? How do they deal with that?
Nerves? I mean, I think it's just one of the biggest challenges of the game that we play.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of has different strategies. I don't know. Do you have anything to add, Sarah?
I think just being aware that everybody is going to experience nerves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's impossible to not be nervous. And it's kind of good to feel a little bit of that excitement. But as long as we're aware that it's going to happen, you can kind of try to deal with the effects and try to get through it.
Yeah, you could even use it to your advantage in a way.
Yeah. I've also heard of people like changing their diet, eating lots of bananas and turkeys before and staying away from coffee before, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I always have a banana before I play a show. So that one's true for me.
Yeah. One of the things that is so excellent about NYO is it's not only orchestral music that members do. There's also a chamber music element of NYO. Can you talk about that? And you've just come through it. Can you talk about that aspect of the program?
Yeah, the chamber music element. So before we do anything in like a full orchestra, we spend 2 weeks doing a chamber intensive. And we're each assigned chamber groups. I was in a brass sextet, and it's really valuable because it's just an opportunity to like really hone your ears and work with like a smaller group of people and really get into the weeds of pieces for a long period of time. It's really fun, really valuable.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
I've done other festivals. It's a little different from the way other festivals do it because they choose to make the 2 weeks completely focused on the chamber music. So at any time, you're not distracted by orchestra or anything happening. You're really just thinking about your chamber piece. And that's a really unique thing that they do here.
Mm. Now, there's got to be an element of that transfers over to a full orchestral situation. Can you talk about some of the ways that doing chamber music before you do orchestra rehearsals, how that helps in the big equation?
Well, in full orchestra, it's not just everybody playing at the same time all the time. There's often smaller groups that are playing, and it's often I was in a woodwind quintet. It's often you're playing with the woodwinds as if you were playing in this quintet, but then within the context of orchestra. So it's training your ears to listen to those specific people and work as a small group within the big group.
Yeah, it's the exact same. It's really useful.
And figuring out issues like tuning and like what voice you are in are you the important voice? Or are you a supporting voice?
Yeah, absolutely.
This year's program for NYO is full of great horn writing. You've got Mahler 5, Shostakovich 10, Debussy's La Mer, amongst other pieces. First of all, is one of you doing the obligato horn part in Mahler 5 in that third movement? And can you also talk about some of the horn challenges that Mahler writes in that Fifth Symphony?
Yeah, for sure. Neither of us are playing it. Our friend Noah is playing it, and he sounds absolutely incredible. So you're in for a treat if you can hear it. Some of the challenges I'd say is just the extreme ranges, both in terms of volume and also just like range of the instrument. I'm playing fourth horn on that piece, and I play my lowest pedal note up to my highest note throughout the whole piece. So it's really, really a challenge, but it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think also something with Mahler specifically is the level of detail he adds in the piece, and it's not a suggestion. You really do have to follow what he says and try to do the best interpretation and do the piece justice. So it's hard to do all of these range changes, and there's a lot of flexibility with an instrument, but then also following these instructions and the tempo changes, articulations, dynamics, everything.
And jumping off that, all of it is actually written in German. So I remember at the beginning of the session, all of us horns had like a German translation party, just like going through and deciphering everything that he's saying in the parts.
Yeah. What about endurance issues? I mean, I think of Shostakovich and Mahler, like for brass players, they're wicked hard, like, and they're hard on the chops. Does it affect that? Like, are you dealing with endurance issues?
It for sure is hard on the chops and also the body. But luckily, one really amazing thing about NYO this year is the program is so well funded that they're actually offering us like therapy, massage therapy, physiotherapy to help us stay healthy during the program. So we're really, really lucky that we get to take advantage of that this year. It's been helping a lot.
On the tour, you're often playing Debussy's La Mer, either with Mahler 5 or Shostakovich 10. Do you need to approach the Debussy differently than when you're playing the Mahler or the Shostakovich? And if so, how, as a horn player?
Well, it's interesting because actually neither me nor Sarah are playing on the Debussy. So I kind of wonder if maybe the faculty that assigned our parts might have been thinking about that. But if I were playing, I'd say definitely. La Mer is just so touchy and sensitive. So it's a totally different approach.
Well, it's the French versus German versus Russian styles that really have a huge
Yeah.
difference. So I think for the people that are playing it, they really will have to think about it, but I think it would probably be harder to go from a heavier style to the lighter style. They can
Mhm.
start with the touchy playing and then they can go full out in the end of the concert, but you definitely can't play them the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think of Debussy's The Mare with all those soft, beautiful, high horn entrances. Yeah, it's marvelous writing. Mhm. The faculty at NYO consists of some of the best orchestral players in the country. But as a musician, there's this whole thing you get better by playing with better players. From the chamber music and from the orchestral rehearsals so far, can you talk about some of the things that you've learned by playing with your friends and colleagues in the orchestra and in chamber music?
Yeah, I feel like out of everything, my section playing has definitely improved a lot. And just being a better section player, listening louder than I play.
Mm,
Um, we've also had orchestral etiquette classes, and I think non-musicians would be really surprised about all the little unspoken rules that there are playing in a section. So I've really enjoyed learning about that and applying those in this context.
mm.
Yeah.
And Sarah, how about you? Sarah, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. It's good to get experience playing different parts. I think where we go to school currently, we just have a lot of experience in one specific part, but we always rotate. I'm not playing the same part on any piece. So hearing from different parts of the section is always a really good thing to experience.
Mhm, mhm. This has been so great. I'm going to wrap up the conversation by asking, uh, as you're about to embark on this tour on the 18th, what are you both looking forward to about actually doing it? Katie, I'll start with you.
I mean, the program and the repertoire we're playing is just so awesome, especially as a horn player. It's been a real treat rehearsing it over the past few weeks. So I'm really excited to perform it and just also perform it with the friends that I've made in NYO so far. It's really fun meeting new people. And also, me and Sarah actually went to high school together. So it's really
Ah,
fun to reconnect with Sarah. And I'm excited for us to perform together again.
and Sarah, how about you?
I'd say specifically, I'm really excited for the Kerner Hall show in Toronto on Friday. I went to school there and I played Mahler 3. I played Mahler 5, Horn 3, the exact same part, same piece last February. So it's exciting to get to go back and do it, but with new people, it's a completely different experience. And I'm excited to return home, but then also have something new.
Mm. Sarah and Katie, it's been so great to talk to the both of you. All the best on this upcoming tour. I hope it goes well and all the best on your future endeavors. And thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and talk to me about NYO.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.